Kevin, just we'll jump straight into it about Kildare. Are you excited for the new seasons to come? Jack O'Connor's in, Daniel Flynn, he's coming back. It feels like it's all positive.
Yeah, very excited. Yeah, even the last 2 or 3 weeks, like that'd be kind of one of the main words you'd associate with how training has been. It's been exciting and very much energising. There seems to be a really good kind of motivation within the squad at the moment. Like it's a really big panel at the moment. Obviously, Jack wants to get a look at as many lads in Kildare as he can to just get a feel for the scene in Kildare. So it's a really big panel, but he has his training hard already, and everyone has their own different motivations. But the main one is, can they impress someone with as big a standing in the game as that Jack has? Like, because if that's one of the main things is you want someone like him to think you're good. So that in itself is a huge motivation for each individual. So definitely been very much energised by the first 2 or 3 weeks anyway.
And would you have known, like obviously some of the players would have because he's been involved with Moorfield and of course 2 of his sons play with them. Would you have known much about what to expect?
No, not a huge amount. His involvement with Moorfield would have been kind of, I'd say, bit part enough. With the odd kind of training session or whatever here and there, and it wouldn't be a case where the Moorfield lads would be spilling the beans about what he was doing with them in training or anything like that. So I don't think anyone had any inclination as to what he was going to be like. Other than that, like he instantly had the respect of everyone there just because of what he's already achieved in the game. But we've been not pleasantly surprised, but he has met everyone's expectations already, I think, kind of way. So it's been really, really enjoyable. A few training sessions so far, plenty of hard running, but also a lot of football as well, and which is kind of masks how hard the kind of hard running is as well. It makes training that little bit more enjoyable.
So the last number of years, it felt like Kildare were making a bus back. He played quite well in one of the Leinster finals against Dublin. Like Daniel Flynn had a goal chance. Felt like that could have been maybe a chance to slip by. Maybe not. Dublin are so good they could have reacted. Then there was the win over Mayo. But in between that, there's been kind of ups and downs. Like for example, losing to Carlow. Yeah. Where does it feel like you're going heading into 2020?
I think we're viewing 2020 as a fresh start nearly. I think we nearly reached where we wanted to be in 2017, 2018. We got quite close to it. Leinster final, Super 8s, and some decent performances against the top teams. Last year, I felt like a bit of a landslide. We went downhill a lot last year. It felt like. Excuse me, sorry. So I think this year is a fresh start. Can we set a new baseline, high level of standards that we can hopefully consistently meet. Because I think a lot of lads who are still here from last year would see it as a year wasted and would be very much motivated to try and fully rectify that. And then also we'll hopefully have the freshness of a lot of guys coming through from the under 20s team 2 years ago that won All Ireland. And then just a lot of lads who are getting a fresh go at it under a new manager as well. So hopefully that kind of combined motivation will help us to set a nice high standard for ourselves and get out of Division 2 anyway.
Because I presume there would have been a fair old fallout just from losing to Carlow, because even though Carlow have definitely made strides, got their promotion last year and feel in a general sense that they're moving on, people wouldn't expect you to lose to Carlow.
Yeah, no, people definitely. It was a disaster at the time. It was the worst, the worst time as a Kildare footballer so far. But we were able to bounce back from it. That was really, really encouraging. That it almost took the Carlow game for us to realise that we're not as good as we think we are. We have to work a little bit harder than what we have been doing. And then we ended up having a pretty good year after that game. But. And we nearly had a similar situation last year with Wicklow in the first round of Leinster. Again, just a wake-up call, and it kind of showed that, again, we're not where we think we are. We're maybe probably getting a bit ahead of ourselves, and against Longford in the next game, it took a replay to get over the line with them. So hopefully there's been enough wake-up calls in the last 2 or 3 years that we won't have to suffer another kind of defeat like that before we truly kind of reach our potential.
Is Jack O'Connor a bit of a disciplinarian? From the outside looking in, you think this lad is going to lay down the law, but maybe he's quite different.
He's very very hard about what he wants you to do in training. If you're not doing it, he'll be very kind of blunt and honest to let you know you're not doing it right and to do it properly. But probably haven't seen enough yet to know how strict a disciplinarian he is yet. He just comes across as a man who's obsessed with football and has an absolutely vast knowledge of the game. Like, he can relate to everyone in terms of whether you're a young player, he's been involved with minors, under 20 teams, or whether you're a fully established player. He can relate to every aspect of the game with you. So he's just coming across as a pure football man, who's really kind of motivated to achieve something with Kildare. So we haven't seen the disciplinarian yet, I don't think.
Can I talk to you about your soccer career? So can you tell us how long it was Arsenal you had a trial with, was it?
I was probably mixing them up. I was over at Charlton for a year and a half, and then spent 2 and a bit years with Newport County in League 2.
Okay, so and that your dream growing up? Was it always I want to be a professional footballer?
Yeah, definitely. Professional soccer was always a dream. I played GA the whole way up as well, hurling and football, but they kind of they were a little bit in the background to soccer. I kind of, just like every child, dreamed of playing soccer at a young age, or being a professional soccer player, and was not initially reaching that goal in my teens, but then got a chance in with Bohemians in League of Ireland first team, and kind of kicked on from there. I got a few trials based on some first team performances for Bohs, and got to go across to England and live the dream for 3 and a bit years, which was incredible experience. There's certainly nothing has beaten being a full-time athlete. Like, it literally is the dream experience. But in terms of, I'd much rather be a full-time Gaelic footballer than a soccer player. I kind of realised when I was over there that probably GA or Gaelic football was a sport I really loved more so than soccer, and so that was kind of encouraged me to come home. And also my own agent Kildare had just won a 21s Leinster Championship, and I missed out on that. I was a little bit raised and I missed out on that. So between, and also getting college finished as well, I wanted to get my degree finished up in Ireland as well. So between all those factors kind of led me to think my career path was at home rather than abroad in England.
Are there any players that you played on played with that were particularly high profile?
Probably the most high profile of my own age in Charlton would have been Nick Pope. He played in goal for England there. Yeah, I would have lived with him for a long, a year and a half. We lived in the same house. But outside of that, a couple of Newport County would have had a guy Regan Poole, who currently plays at Man United. But no one too high profile. No, I played against a few lads, but no one too high profile that I got to play with. No.
Who was the toughest player you played against?
I got to play against Harry Kane when he was at Spurs, because he was only breaking into the Spurs first team when I was over there, and with the kind of proximity between Charlton and Tottenham, we'd have played a lot of reserve games against each other. So like a lot of the kind of Tottenham players who were in and around the first team would have been playing for that as well, and then played against West Ham in pre-season games. And in the reserve league, you'd be constantly meeting guys who were coming back from injury from first team games, so I'm sure there was a few big names in among some of them games that I played, but it's hard to think of them on the spot.
Well, what position did you play mostly?
Centre back.
Centre back. And were you ball playing one, or were you getting stuck in?
I thought I was ball playing centre back until I went to England and realised I'm just I win me headers and win me tackles, and that was all they were expecting of me. So I think once I got to League 2, that was more my standard, more my style of football, I think. But I definitely a centre back. I started out as a centre mid, but got too tall and lanky for that, and was tripping over my own feet there in the middle of the pitch, so I had to get moved back to centre back, and suited me much better back there.
Thanks very much, Kevin. Best of luck with 2020.
No bother, thanks a million.